Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I wanted to talk about this story about this father and stepson that was gunned down.
We now know the name of the man police are searching for in the brutal shooting death of a father and son.
This is video of the murders has been circulating online. CBS 2's Alice Gaynor is in East Flatbush with an update.
47-year-old Vladimir Mathurin and his 27-year-old stepson, Chinwe Mood, were shot dead Sunday night, police say, by their downstairs neighbor, 47-year-old Jason Pass, who they had an ongoing noise dispute with. A video camera on the 4th floor of the Flatbush Gardens complex at 1418 Brooklyn Avenue shows Pass, who lives below on the 3rd floor, arguing with Mathurin's wife. Mathurin then comes out holding up what police say are scissors. His wife tries pulling him away as Pass then pulls out a gun. We're stopping the video here. The NYPD says Pass shoots Mathurin and Mood and calmly flees the scene. The NYPD says Pass had called 311 6 times since March 2022 on his upstairs neighbors over what sounded like banging on the floor.
Noise complaints, basically people walking. We come to find out the apartment upstairs didn't have carpeting. It was a wood floor, so a lot of noise, people walking back and forth generated these calls.
Building management says there were numerous complaints from both apartments and that mediation was offered but never done. On Monday, CBS 2 spoke with the victim's wife and mother, who says Pass banged on the ceiling, so her husband banged on the floor back.
My husband have no gun, no weapon. Why would you bring your gun to shoot my family? Why would you bring your gun to tear my family apart? Why? Why?
Brooklyn Councilwoman Farrah Lewis spent some time with the grieving family.
They need a lot of support right now. Her husband was the breadwinner of the family, so to know that he was paying for her to go to school, paying for 2 children to go to parochial school, now they have nothing.
As police search for Pass, on Tuesday, anti-violence group Elite Learners, Inc. and others were outside the building to denounce gun violence.
We have to come out. We have to let the world know that this is not normal and that we have resources to support those that are in need.
It was completely uncalled for and senseless, and you took away, you destroyed a family.
In Flatbush, Brooklyn, Alice Gaynor, CBS 2 News.
The way this whole thing started was there was a noise dispute. Now, y'all know that I talk a lot about noise disputes because I used to stay in, it was apartments, but it wasn't like I wouldn't call it an apartment complex. It was just a bunch of apartments, together. But I wouldn't call it an apartment complex because if people were to look at it, it don't even look like an apartment complex. It just looked like a slab of, places for people to live. But that's what it was. It was an apartment. But I've had plenty of neighbors that got on my nerves. They were loud. They played the music loud. And you know what? We just got up and we were tired of it and we left. Now, I know a lot of people are probably saying, well, reset. A lot of people just can't get up and leave. I get that. But with this whole situation, I think that it could have been handled way different than it was, and nobody had to lose their life. Because if you see in the video, you'll see, first the mom came out and she confronted the neighbor, and they were going back and forth about this dispute. I guess he said that he could hear them walking on top, upstairs on top. And they said that he had called law enforcement plenty of times about the noise disturbance. Now, right there, that's a problem for me, because if he called multiple times, what was the solution? Like, why wasn't this resolved? I just feel like sometimes when people call the cops, a lot of cops, they don't do nothing. Like, that's what we pay you for. You know what I'm saying? We pay you to come out, and not just to come out and be nosy, but to resolve the problem. And I feel like there should be an investigation into who were the police officers that came that day, or came all of those times that he called, and nothing was ever done. Because um, obviously nothing was done because this tragic situation happened. But after the mom was arguing with him, you can see the father come out with a pair of scissors and starts arguing at him, and even has the scissors to his, his neck. So when you come out there like that with a weapon, you're ready to go to war. And that's probably what that guy, the neighbor, he was probably ready for war. Because you could tell he had something on his side, because you could tell he, like anybody that has their hand in their pocket. If you're arguing with somebody and they have their hand in their pocket, be very wary, because they probably have something and it ain't no knife. A lot of people, they're not doing that fighting stuff no more. A lot of people, it used to be back in the day where people would come out and, they will fight you or whatever, but nowadays ain't nobody trying to fight. Nobody trying to roll around on the ground with you. They just gonna do something that's, easy. And that's what happened here. As the dude was going back, as the dude was going back to his apartment door, or his apartment, that's when the dude got the gun out, and unalived him. He was running to the door, but the guy was still shooting at him, and then his son comes out, and I guess his son was running towards the guy, and then he unalived him too. But the bad part about this whole thing is the dad. He seen the dad was on the ground. There was no more fighting him, and you let off another shot into his head. Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? You see that he's defenseless. You see that he ain't got no more left in him. That man, he gunned them down like animals. Like they meant absolutely nothing. And these men look like you. You know what I'm saying? And then to hear that the cops took him out, later on, I heard that, the gunman, he tried to go at the cops, and the cops took him out. I don't think the cops should. I don't know if he still had. I think the cops did that because he probably still had that gun on him. But I feel like that was just a major, like an easy way for him to go out, because I really would love to have seen him, locked away for life and to suffer in that prison, than him just being able to be, shot by the cops. And now nobody's gonna get no justice. And now this lady done lost, her son and her husband, and they said she has a daughter, a 10-year-old daughter. Now she's traumatized. Now she has to get therapy. She definitely needs to get therapy, because just imagine seeing your dad and your brother unalive like that. And a lot of people are blaming a woman. She ain't had nothing to do with that. A lot of people are blaming her and mad at her because they saying she ran in the house and left him out there. What was she supposed to do? That lady first of all, they're not even from here. I think they were Haitian. So in her country, all the crazy stuff that happens over there in Haiti, you know what I'm saying? You think she just gonna stay out there to be the next one? That's why she ran in here. She ran in there for cover and to cover her baby, cause she had a daughter inside that apartment. Yeah, I'm gonna run back. I'm gonna try to drag him in if I can, but if I see a crazy maniac, I'm gonna try to protect the rest of my family that's in there. Both of them. But for him to do it like that, I mean, and this is why I say a lot, and we're We're gonna be looking at the news coverage of this story. I'm gonna let y'all see the news coverage, but that's why I'm telling you guys about when you get in these kind of situations, you have to think. And that man, he definitely did not think. He came up there with a gun. He came upstairs with a gun. Like, why? Okay, okay, so he called multiple times to law enforcement. He should have called them again and be like, look, listen, I called you guys multiple times. Multiple times I had called you guys about this problem. And it seems like you guys just come here, nothing gets done, nothing ever gets done when you guys come here. Like, I want to know the laws of noise nuisance. That's what it's called. I want to know the law. What is the laws? Because I can't sleep at night. These people are over top my head. I cannot sleep at night. Now, the mother said that they weren't making no noise. And maybe she thought they weren't making no noise, because I can understand where she's coming from. Because if I'm just walking back and forth, okay, it's noise, but it ain't like I'm running. You know what I'm saying? I'm jumping up and down. I'm walking, and the floors must ain't have no padding in it. You know what I'm saying? Because if floors don't have padding in it, good padding, then when you walk, you're going to hear the people. But if it has good padding, you won't be able to hear anything. So I think that has a lot to do with whoever owns those apartment buildings need to, really get up on the maintenance. Because if you're going to have people living on top of people, you have to make sure that when people is walking, they can't they can't hear people walking, because it can drive you nuts. You know what I'm saying? It can drive you crazy. Especially if you need to get up in the morning to go to work. Let me tell you something, it can drive you crazy. So if you don't want to be used to that, you want to hear that, try your best when you all working these jobs, guys. Try your best to save your money. Just keep saving and saving and saving. Try to invest in something to grow your money so that you can get a house. You don't have to worry about, you might have to worry about some neighbors, but you ain't going to have to worry about people over top of you running over top your house, not unless it's a squirrel. Y'all know I got this squirrel. But, he run across the house. It ain't bad like that. You know what I'm saying? And he only does that one time to get up on the house. But my husband about to cut that tree limb down, because that's where he's getting up on the house. We're going to cut that down so he won't be able to get up there anymore. We got to cut all of them down so he can't get up there anymore. But other than that, yeah, get a house, because I'm telling you, that's why it's good to try to get you a nice job where you can make some real good money, and you can go move out in the country where you don't have to worry about no neighbors. You can have one of them houses all the way in the back. Some people live all the way back in the boonies. They don't have to worry about no neighbor. If they do have a neighbor, the neighbor's all the way down there. But they definitely ain't got nobody walking on top of them. Cause I remember when I was in West Virginia, when I had that audition, and I had to get I had got my room, and the people, I could hear them. It was squeak, squeak, squeak all over my head, squeak, 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 squeak. But I was so tired after that, I didn't even care. It really didn't bother me that bad, because I just turned up my TV. And when I turned my TV up, I couldn't even hear him no more. But I was so tired, it didn't even bother me. I was like, I'm going to sleep. But that's not everybody. Like this man he definitely had a serious problem with the neighbors, but he definitely could he could have handled that way better than he did. He could have handled that way better than he did. He could have called the cops again. And I don't even know how many times. Yeah, he could have called the cops again. Because I was thinking, I don't know how many times he had actually went to them and was like, look, I'm hearing you guys walking back and forth, and, it's kind of annoying. But there's nothing that they can do. If I'm just walking back and forth in my house and it's creaking and you can hear me, because they said that the dude would bang on the ceiling, and the other family, they said the father would, you know what I'm saying, bang back on it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but that's not any of their problem. That is the people that build these, they're supposed to do maintenance. Like, if you have an apartment building, you need to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? You need to ask the construction people, look, what's the best kind of floor I can put down here? I don't want it to be too expensive, but I want it to be enough that when people walk, because I'm going to have people on top of people, and I don't want the other people to be complaining about people walking. What kind of flooring? What's the best flooring to put down so, they don't have to hear that? Because I've been in different people's house. I just think, I don't really think that it is no kind of great flooring that you can put down where if somebody's on top of you, you're not going to be able to hear. I mean, you're going to hear something. Maybe you might hear a bump. But if somebody's living over top of you, it doesn't matter if they have the best floors. You still going to hear them walking. You still going to hear something up there. You know what I'm saying? You still going to hear something. And, yeah, there's been a lot of times where we're in predicaments like that, where people, like, if you're in an apartment, people are like there, and they'll bang, or they'll take like a mop handle, and they'll bang on top of the ceiling, pretty much telling you, hey, keep it down. And you be kind of confused, because you talking about, why are you banging? All I'm doing is walking back and forth. So why are you banging, telling me to be quiet, when all I'm doing, I'm walking back and forth through my house? It's not my fault that the floors is thin. And that's what they saying. They were like, it wasn't no cushion in that floor. So when they were walking, they were pretty much walking on board. You can hear that. So, but man, I think the whole thing, that whole situation is so sad, guys. It was so sad. And the way he did the son. You know what I'm saying? And the way he did the dad like that, he must have had built up anger. That was a lot of built up anger. A lot of built up anger. And I don't know, I think that he could have went to, I mean, you see that law enforcement, didn't do anything as usual. Most of the time they don't do nothing. They just show up just to show you that they got a job. And they don't do nothing. They don't handle anything. They don't get anything resolved. Like in this situation, nothing was resolved. So he could have definitely went to the manager and be like, look, I don't know what's going on, but the people upstairs, I don't know if they got thin floors or what's going on, but, maybe they could have moved him to a unit. Maybe it was better for him to have a unit upstairs. You know what I'm saying? That way nobody be over top of his head. You see what I'm saying? So if he had a problem like that, like he could have been like, look, is there a unit that I can get, a top unit that I can get, so that nobody's over top of my head, because I can't live like this. I can't live like this. It's bad. These people, all I hear is them walking all night long, creak, 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 all night long. And I can't get no sleep. But there's plenty of time. There's plenty of things that he could have did. Like, he could have got the earplugs. You got earplugs that will mask out any kind of sounds. He could have got earplugs like that. There's so many things that he could have did, but he just resorted to doing this. And now you have a mother, that lost her son and her husband on the same day. That's a terrible thing. And it's crazy, because now I was hoping to see him get life behind bars, but I knew he was going to try to go out. But like, this whole situation was so crazy, guys. And that goes to show you that we do need, we need psychologists, we need therapists, we need all these people here. Because a lot of people, I told you guys before, they don't know how to resolve anything. They don't know how to talk. Most of the time in the BBC, they don't know how to talk. They don't know how to talk. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to work anything out. They don't know how to control their anger. They just blow up, and it's like blowing a fuse. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how all the lights go out? That's how it is with some people's brains. They can't talk anything out. Once they get mad, all the lights, they blow a fuse. All the lights go out, and they just make crazy situations. They make crazy decisions. And this is one of those times where that man made a crazy decision to take two people's lives and then have his own taken. And they said that he had lost his job because they said that he did some crazy mess with a gun or something. But yeah, he had lost his job. So all this anger was boiling up. He had lost his job. So now he's down there mad about that. Trying to figure out how he's going to eat for the next few days. Where he's going to get his money. Because a lot of people can say, oh, well, he can file for unemployment. Yeah, he can file for unemployment. But y'all already know how long unemployment takes. It's like running around in circles with them sometimes. Especially if you get fired. You gotta get on the phone and do all this dumb, stupid interview, stupid mess. And it's just ridiculous why I had to get on the phone, to tell you money that belongs to me, but I gotta fight for my money. And then you're gonna have these companies that sit there and lie. Because a lot of them, they don't want to pay you that. But they sit there and they lie. And sometimes unemployment will go with them because they don't want to pay the money neither. So it's like the only way that you really gonna get the only way that they not gonna play with you with your money when it comes to unemployment is if you're laid off. I notice that that's the fastest way that you get unemployment. But if it's anything else, they gonna put you through the ringer on it. So, he was dealing with that on top of, he had problems with the neighbors, where he wasn't getting no sleep, He wasn't getting no sleep. I think they said he was, Was he security or something? I think he was security or something. But yeah, he already had a whole bunch of problems going on, and you know, he that's why I told y'all before, sometimes you can be minding your own business. You can be minding your own business and hear trouble come knocking. Hi, I'm Trouble. I'm here to mess with you. But look, if I was the father, I wouldn't have came out. If I seen that crazy dude, they said that he came and kicked the door. If I was seen that crazy dude, I wouldn't open no door to him. I would have called the cops. That's what they should do. He had a gun. You know what? He had a gun. That would have been a perfect time to call the cops. And he could have held him there when he hit the door, you know, like boom. Like, hey, I want to talk about you and this loud, you know, all this loud racket over the top of my head. And all he had to do, hold on, I'm about to come out in a second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on for a couple minutes. I'll be out there. You know what I'm saying? He probably would have stood out there because he got a gun. He probably would have stood out there and you sit there and call the cops, and then the cops would have came. You know, he probably got arrested because he got a gun. You know, but it still wouldn't have been safe because even if they would have got him locked up, there's no telling how long he would be in there. And then he would be right back there again. But then he would be more angrier than he was before because you called the cops on him. So now you gotta deal with him again being really mad that, you know, he's gonna snap this time. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what happened with this. I think that's what happened with this whole situation. Like he couldn't take it no more and he snapped. But he snapped because he doesn't have no control. You know, people like that, they don't have no control. They don't have no control over their emotions. They don't have no control over their feelings. So that's what they do. They act it out. If they can't control it with inside, they act it out on other people. And that's what happened in this whole situation. He acted out what he was feeling the whole time, which was hate, anger, just so much. And it's so crazy. But yeah, guys, if you haven't seen, the story, it's really sad. 2 people lost their lives. You know, I don't know how old the stepson was. But I feel like even if the stepson, he looked like he could have been a teenager. Sometimes you can't tell nowadays. But I feel if the stepson was like really young out there, like maybe 9 or 10, he probably would have shot him down. Because you know most of the time how all these stories coming out about these people doing all this stuff to these kids. I just couldn't believe when I heard about it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that man was that angry and that mad and could not control his anger. That, you know what I'm saying, that he would do that. Now I understand where he probably did flip out because the dude, you know, came out there with that pair of scissors and put that pair of scissors to his neck. I think that's when he felt like, you know what I'm saying, really threatened. But the thing is, dude, you came over there you came in their space. They didn't come down there to you. You came upstairs to them. So pretty much he had the right to, defend himself because you're coming on his turf. So, it's a lot of people saying all this crazy stuff about the situation, but the situation is that father had the right to protect his family because you came on his turf. He did not come downstairs to confront you. You came upstairs to confront him. So he had every right to bring out whatever he had, to try to protect his family. But I'm like, you brung a pair of scissors? You brung a pair of scissors? What is a pair of scissors going to do? People get stabbed with a pair of scissors. I mean, it'll hurt you a little bit, but people ain't going to really be fazed by getting stabbed with no scissors. He would probably be more afraid if you came out there with a big butcher knife. You know what I'm saying? He probably would have started shooting. If he came out, and they were small scissors too. I was like, let me see, these are bigger than the scissors that dude had. These scissors were bigger than the scissors that dude had. That dude had some small scissors. Not classroom scissors, because y'all know those scissors are really small. But it was kind of like this, but it was like way smaller. I said, take this off. You know what I'm saying? Take this part off, and that would have been, the scissors. But them scissors were small, so I was just like, when I seen it, I was like, what is he doing? Like, does he think that this is scaring this guy, and that guy possibly, he had a gun? I just don't understand why I don't understand why he came out there with a pair of scissors to try to threaten somebody with. That was crazy. Like, I don't get it, but I do know that it's definitely a sad situation, guys. And I'm just saying, if you're ever in a situation like this, just continue to keep calling the cops. Keep calling them, because that's what we pay them for. We pay them to come out and resolve these problems. And just keep calling them. They get tired. They get tired of coming out there, and maybe the next time they will do something. But don't confront these crazy people, because people are not sane anymore. Y'all see all these stories all the time. People are just not sane anymore. They are insane. Okay? They're insane. And, most of the time when you get into a conflict with somebody, it's going to go left. Most of the time it's going to go left. There's no need to sit there and argue with them. There's no need to do that, because a lot of these people that come with all this trouble, they have so much baggage. Their life is torn to shreds, and they don't have anything to lose. They don't have nothing to lose. So you don't want to get caught up in that. So the best thing you can do is somebody comes to your door, call the cops. You know what I'm saying? Call the cops and tell them, look, I'm tired of seeing you guys. I'm tired of seeing you guys. You guys know I have a problem with that neighbor, and you come out here every time and nothing gets resolved. What do I do so that this can get resolved? Do I need to press charges? What do I need to do? What he could have said, look, officers, y'all have been out here multiple times. What do I need to do so that I can get this under wraps, so I can get this resolved? Because I have a problem with the noise of the back and forth. They're walking back and forth. I don't know what's wrong with the floor, but they're walking back and forth. I can't get no sleep. So what can I do so that I can have a good night's sleep? And everybody just be happy. We can all be happy. But how does that get done, officer? What do I need to do? Do I have to press charges? Do I have to fill out some paperwork? Do I have to get in touch with the manager? Maybe they can move me to another unit, which is probably, that would have been the best solution. That would have been the best solution for him. You know, they went down there, hey, what's going on? Okay, what's going on is I got these neighbors up top me, and I can hear them walking back and forth all the time. It's driving me nuts. I can't get no sleep. You know, it's just driving me crazy. I don't know. Somebody said that he had a job, but people were saying that he got fired from his job. So I'm thinking people were speculating, what if he had to go to work? You know what I'm saying? But people were saying he lost his job. I don't know if he got another job. I don't know. But they could have been, hey, you know what? I have a solution for you. How would you like if we move you upstairs? You know what I'm saying? We can move you upstairs. That way, nobody's over top of your head. Now, if you said, no, I don't want to move downstairs. I don't want to move downstairs. I want them to stop all that noise. They probably would say, hey, well, there's nothing that we can do. There's really nothing that we can do, you know, about the noise, because that's how the floors are. Those floors don't have a lot of padding. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing we can do. They might not be running up and down. They might not be running up and down upstairs. They might just be walking and you hearing the creaks and stuff, you know, every time they walking. But, you know, if you don't want me to put you in a place where you don't have to hear that no more, what am I supposed to do? And you never know, he might have changed his mind. He would probably be like, oh, well, let me think it over. And then, yeah, you know what? I can't take this noise. Just move me upstairs, you know, so I don't have to be underneath them. And that would have resolved the whole thing. That would have resolved the whole thing. Because then nobody would have been on top of his head. You know what I'm saying? But maybe he didn't. A lot of people don't like the top floor. A lot of people don't like walking those stairs. I don't know if they have an elevator. A lot of those places don't have elevators. A lot of those places don't have elevators. And the one that do have elevators, they always got problems with the elevator. The elevator is always out of order. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I think that could have been a solution. I mean, the cops could have came up with that solution with him. You know, they could have been like, well, see if maybe you can move upstairs. That way they're not over top of your head. But who knows what the cops, they need to investigate that too. You know, they need to investigate the cops that came there. And, you know, what were the solutions? Did you guys just come there and like, but yeah. Guys, it's crazy. So I'm about to get on up out of here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe my channel. Always hit the bell notification. You can know each and every time your girl uploads a new video. I love you guys. Always thinking about you. Until next time, it is your girl, Reset Me. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow. We'll start the day tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you guys. Love you. Bye-bye.